engine screamed louder than the insults, but she heard every word. At the forgotten back of Kuto Motor Park, while broken vehicles waited for resurrection, an only child sat quietly, gathering the strength that would one day silence a whole city. Everybody in the park knew her face, though few respected it. She was the girl with oil-stained fingers and a bowed head, the one people pointed at when they wanted an example of wasted potential. Book no gree enter her head, they said with certainty. In Abeokuta, where education was pride and certificates were crowns, her failure in school felt like a public disgrace, especially because she was the only child of her parents. Her WAEC result traveled faster than her name. Her parents tried everything: lesson teachers, prayers, fasting, even visiting prophets who promised sudden intelligence. Nothing worked. When she announced she wanted to learn mechanic work, the laughter was loud and cruel. A girl inside motor park, crawling under buses like a roadside boy. People shook their heads and told her parents the truth they did not want to hear, that their lineage had ended in embarrassment. Still, every morning she walked into Kuto Motor Park. She stayed at the back, where broken buses were pushed aside and forgotten. That was where they allowed her to sit, away from customers and serious work. Drivers mocked her. Apprentices sent her on useless errands. Customers refused to let her touch their cars. But she watched closely. She listened to engines the way others listened to advice. She learnt their coughs, their cries, their silence. While others joked, she practiced. While others slept, she studied machines. The turning point came on a hot afternoon when a luxury bus broke down in the park, trapping important passengers and angry voices. One mechanic failed, then another, then another. Frustration filled the air. From the back of the park, she stepped forward slowly. "Sir, let me try." Laughter followed her words, but desperation won. She opened the engine, listened, adjusted, and tightened. 10 minutes later, the engine roared back to life like it had been waiting for her hands all along. The park went quiet. From that day, her name began to move. Drivers whispered it. Rich men asked for her. Government vehicles found their way to her corner. She saved carefully, ignoring praise and insult alike. Soon, she built a proper workshop. Then, she built another. Girls started coming, not just to watch, but to learn. She trained them with patience, reminding them that intelligence had many faces. She paid them fairly. She gave them dignity. National newspapers came, television cameras followed. They called her a pioneer, a trailblazer, a symbol of hope. But she remained the same girl who once sat at the back of the motor park, listening. One day, a bold signboard was raised in Kuto Motor Park bearing her name. Her parents stood proudly beside her, tears refusing to hide. The place of her mockery had become the stage of her honor, and the back of the motor park was never forgotten again. Never despise humble beginnings. Where people mock you today may become the place that announces your greatness tomorrow.